Actually, peace and blessings, everybody. It's your girl Wendy Zizzo here with Kirk the Jerk and Nappy Red. We are Awareness Academy 411. Here to give you the 411 on what's going on in the world, give you our 2 cents. This is for educational purposes only. Don't try this at home, and if you do, it's on you. And if it don't apply, let it fly. And yeah, this is a no judgment zone. So we here to rules and just give you a good time and some laughs while we at it. Because why the hell not? Life is too damn can't take life seriously any goddamn way. So yeah, I said GOT. Okay, I didn't curse. I didn't swear. So peace,
That's
y'all.
a fact, though.
So let's start off. Thank you, Red. He's back.
Yeah.
Sound off, baby.
Today's sound off, I want to touch on a couple of things. First thing is about this thing that happened the other day with the kid Charlie passing away and everything. I see it's a lot of threats to like a lot of black colleges, and I just don't understand that part. Like, why is people is threatening the black colleges because this man lost his life? Yeah. So and it's kind of crazy because they caught the guy that did it, and he's from Utah.
And he's not black.
Yeah, that too. But it was a shame that he lost his life, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Condolence to his family, you know what I'm saying? But why do every time something like that happen, we always get the bad stick to it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of crazy. People like these colleges got to go on lockdown because they scared. And you know, it's kind of crazy. That's what I want to talk. I don't want to talk too much about the dude Charlie. You know what I'm saying? He's gone. He's back to the essence. You know what I'm saying? Pray for his kids and his wife and everything. But
that's it. Yeah.
Like basically, this got to stop. Like, you know what I'm saying? Blaming us for everything, and we mind our business right now.
Well,
you know what I'm
saying? You know what it is really. There's just so much animosity built up. It's like this happening. It's like just giving an excuse to act a fool. You know what I mean? It's like, if I'm gonna put it in more layman's terms, this is heightening emotions like crazy, and these people have all these anger issues already from all these preconceived notions that they think they know who and what we are. So it's like, everybody gotta go now, except for accountability, like it's everybody but us. It's everybody's fault that don't look like us, even though it is us.
That's true.
And I just feel like, just like before this new administration came in, it's like, well, I should say, once he came in, it's like it just puts a battery in these people's backs that are already have an issue, and it just makes them even worse. It just charges them up. So a situation like this, it just recharged them up. Like, I seen some of the videos and they talk about, oh, it's war. I'm like, why are y'all gonna go to war with yourselves? Like,
yeah, because we had nothing to do with that. We had anything to do with that. It was in Utah, and no disrespect, but it was a white person that did that. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is this: can you please keep us out of that? Like, we don't have nothing to do with that.
We don't.
You know what I'm saying?
We really don't. We have nothing to do with it. I mean, I feel like it's protocol in a sense for the colleges to do that anyway.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Because something like this just happened. So, like even with my job, which I'm not going to reveal what it is, when something goes on, like big protests or things like that, or something, when it gets crazy, when there's an event, they give us an option to take off from work, or or stay, away from it. Basically, they make sure they keep us away from it because it's like you don't want to have a casualty, whether something's gonna happen or not. You just don't know. So it's better to be proactive. And no, it's a shame that there's just so much division, so much disconnection. It's so much just those two, just division and just disconnection is and division is a side effect of that, right? So I mean, I went through my stages of emotions. Me and Kurt was talking, when this all happened, and I went through my stages because just like them, I have my animosities too. I could be angry, once I got past that anger, which not to you two, maybe y'all could take this too, but men have a issue. A lot of men have an issue working through emotions, right? So when you get angry, instead of trying to work through that and admit that I'm sad right now, or I'm feeling vulnerable, I'm feeling unsafe, it's just anger, and then it just builds because it's like now you're mad that you're mad, and then you get mad that you're mad that you're mad, and it just keeps growing and growing and growing. But for me as a woman, I had my moment of I'm angry, then I let that pass a bit. Now it gets down to sorrow, a little bit of sadness, and then moving on to trying to find balance in that, and then just move through it. And that's like the process of moving through emotions. And I feel like a lot of men have a trouble doing that, of working through emotions.
Don't blame this on no man.
I'm not blaming.
Don't blame this on no man.
It's not a blame thing. This is something that's known that a lot of guys, men have trouble working through their emotions. That's why
ladies go through it.
I'm not saying that women don't. I'm talking about the term of being a male versus a female and how we deal with the emotions. Women, we express our emotions in a wide range of ways. But men have like two ways of expressing their emotions: anger and freaking savagery.
No. You cannot really talk for a man expressions because you're not a man. So just like we don't know. No, look.
No, I'm watching it.
No. But you saying that as a man. Like
I didn't say as a man. I said the way that men don't work through their emotions. Like men hold on to anger.
No, you gotta say some men.
I did say some.
No,
I said most.
Not most men either. That doesn't sound good. It's better to say many.
Y'all don't want to take accountability for your people at all, but you want me to take accountability for all women. Y'all like, women too.
No, this is what I learned. I would say too many. Too many is the best choice of word, meaning that it's too many people that you expect your personal encounters, other people that you heard about their encounters. So when you say the word too many, that looks much better because at least too many sounds like too many. You know what I mean? It doesn't say the whole entire.
Okay, I can agree with that one. So too many emotionally immature men, and we'll get to women after what I'm going to say, have an issue with working through their emotions. Women express their emotions. We cry, we scream, we holler. But men, they won't let themselves cry.
Hold up. Y'all flatten tires. Y'all break windows.
Y'all shoot each other too. I'm looking at the YouTube videos.
Y'all popping. Near at the rate that men do. Get out of here. Nowhere's near at the rate that men do.
Hey, Ivan, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
But look, hold up.
I'm not saying that women do not work through emotions. I'm just saying biologically, men have a trouble working through their emotions. Period.
All right.
Period. This is a known fact. Like, period.
No, that's your known fact.
That's why the rate of unaliving, I gotta say that word because I'm on the TikTok live. That's why the rate among men are higher than women. Why? Because men can have harder trouble working through their emotions. They don't even want to cry because they're like, oh, crying makes me weak. It makes me a simp. It makes me.
But we could blame the women for that because sometimes some women don't like men expressing themselves. That nigga soft ass. Nigga,
bullshit. Men have been telling their sons for the longest, don't cry. Men don't cry.
Okay,
look. Women don't want no soft ass nigga. Y'all too soft. He cry about everything. He's sensitive ass nigga.
Look. You said men don't cry.
I didn't say men don't. I said a lot of them. Too many. Look,
if you in a man's prison It's crying all day, every day.
Come on.
In
You in prison.
I'm serious. I'm serious.
Okay, we're not talking about people in prison. If we're not talking about people in prison, there's a whole lot of statistics we can put in there.
You said men don't. Some men don't cry.
A lot of men don't cry. I personally know men. I ask them, when was the last time you cried? Oh, when somebody died. That's it. That's the only time they'll cry is if somebody close to them dies. No, you can cry at the end of the day because you're having a hard day at work.
No, but that's your unsensitive women that cry too much. That's
I mean, cry baby.
No.
Exactly.
You see, hold up. What you just said right there is exactly proving my point. Because you're saying that we're oversensitive, right? But technically, no, we're not. Y'all just are desensitized. So anything that we express is too much for you because y'all are scared to go that far.
Okay.
Scared.
Audience.
Yeah, please somebody chime in on this one. Like for real, what is y'all opinion on that? Because real talk, like too many men do not allow themselves to cry, and they express their emotions in unhealthy ways. Whether they are extremely angry, whether they're violent, whether they're they're cheating because they don't know how to cope with these feelings or these emotions, so they need ways to make themselves feel better. Whether they overwork themselves, like they're more of a workaholic. Not saying women don't do it too. Women, I know plenty of women that are workaholics that don't want to deal with their emotions either. However, the whole point of this is that just the understanding of emotions has behooved us. We don't understand what emotions are and how to deal with them and how helpful they actually are for us. Because we look at emotions like you saying, "Oh, you too sensitive." We ain't too sensitive. Y'all just don't know how to deal with emotions. That's emotional. Y'all are scared of that.
Mm-hmm.
Scared.
No, we never scared of emotion. Y'all just take stuff like a lady. Not all ladies. Some ladies, y'all don't know how to say this. Y'all don't know how to.
Some women have trouble regulating. No, some women have trouble regulating their emotions in terms of knowing when to stop. No, don't say most. Many
you know why?
Listen,
you know why I say most? When you look at, you can't
say
we want to be funny.
All right,
too many
about men.
All right, too many.
You can't even say too many. No,
a lot. So I would say a lot, and the reason why I say a lot because when you look at these YouTube,
a lot is good.
When you look at the YouTube videos or these TikTok videos, you see women go hard in the paint, beating each other up. Trying to run each other over with the car. They get the gun. They got guns now in other states. Not too much in New York, but other states, everybody got pistols.
You just named probably.
Oh, yeah, you think you probably
you probably
pop. They shoot at each other back and forth having a shootout.
4 or 5 videos.
I'm like,
son, you just cherry picked 10 videos, right? So that's probably like 2 women per video. So that's like 20 women out of the hundreds of millions of women that exist. Stop it.
I don't know.
Women have just become more masculine.
What about the women fights? Y'all go hard more than dudes, man.
I mean, tell me what animals don't. What species don't fight?
And y'all get around each other, and you know what
especially the young ones.
For the most part, if we not screwing each other over money, men know how to get along. It seems like the
real
women.
Talk, if women are still fighting,
who that bitch right there, right?
If there are females, listen. If there's
don't even try to understand them.
Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me right now? Okay, that's what makes
yeah.
But I'm just saying, if you find any women physically fighting after the age of 30, she got issues. Like. You shouldn't be having no more fights after you hit your 30.
There's a whole lot of them.
There's a whole lot of them, but you still can't compare the numbers. Because of course, there's women that do. That's why I said there's a lot of women that are also very emotionally mature. But again, it brings it back to what I'm saying. Because we do not understand ourselves and our emotions, that's why all this shit is the way it is. And that overlaps onto what your sound off is about. Is why are these people now targeting specifically Black and brown people now that they're pissed off about this person getting killed when we had nothing to do with it. They already was mad. So now they just want a reason. And then they'll even try to use the other thing with the alleged issue with the girl on the subway being supposedly stabbed by someone. And I seen the video. I seen the whole video. They didn't show the whole video. And if people look at that whole video, there's something about that don't make no damn sense. I'm not gonna believe in that story, and I don't care who want to fight me on it. Like y'all have to really take a look at that video. And I know y'all two know, if you ever seen somebody that got stabbed once, it was maybe, let's say it's 3-4 times, they're not leaking like as if a balloon just popped. It don't happen like that. Like a just sudden gush of blood comes out. That don't happen.
Like, I guess to an extent, it looked like everything is just. It's like
it's orchestrated. It's crazy.
I'm not going to even just go out, jump out the window, and say government. I'm just gonna say in general. It seems like it's like people out there trying to provoke a race war between us.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, what we realize, we need to realize that we all on the same boat. Our finances is fucked up. Your finance, you think your finance fucked up? Mine's fucked up.
We
too.
all in the same.
You
country,
think we over here eating better than you?
Systems,
we might be starving right along with
shit.
you. You just don't know us. Well, you might be starving just like we starving. So don't think for a minute that we over here getting all these benefits and doing great. No, you know what I'm saying?
we really all in the same boat.
I'm just talking to the red states, and the only reason why I'm mentioning the red states is because just remember, we might have a little bit more programs because our government, our local government, take care of us a little bit more. But just remember, it's 100 times more expensive. I could buy a house in one of those red states for what I pay in rent. You know what I'm saying? Like,
for real.
Just remember that. So don't think for a minute, you know. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna speak briefly about Charlie Kirk. You know, I'm not a fan of him and all that, but as a human being, part of the human race, it hurts to see anybody die because of difference in agreements. I wish, as a people, if we have political disagreements, whether it's extreme or not, I don't think that we should be fighting trying to kill each other. At least if we could just talk about it. I will say this: thank God. No, I won't say thank God, because at the end of the day, it still happened. But I'm just more glad that the person that did it wasn't a person that looked like us, because I know that the repercussions would have been a lot more, because they already was threatening. They was already threatened to schools, the historical black colleges and stuff, talking about how they're gonna shoot them and blow up, do a mass shooting there. And it's kind of sad because historical black colleges, Red, like you told me earlier, you said historical black colleges never had a mass shooting before, and I researched it, and you're right, it never had a mass shooting at historical black colleges. So
I wonder why.
Red, you was right.
We don't do that. We don't do that, but we don't do that anyway. It's just like we do some bullshit out there. You know what I'm saying? We'll shoot a person for a block.
I've heard of shootings on college campuses. No, I know for sure that there has been shootings on college campuses, but not a mass shooting.
Mass shooting. Yeah.
We shoot. Put it like this: when we do a shooting, it's intended targets. We might hit a couple of people because it's not intended, but we're
wouldn't that be considered a mass shooting though?
No, because the difference in I look at a mass shooter as more as they're intended to kill any and everybody they see.
Anybody
they see. Pop goes a weasel.
You're right.
So that's a whole different dynamic, though.
Yeah, somebody might get accidentally shot, 2 people, but I killed this dude I wanted to kill, but these 2 people got hit.
These people just they were collateral damage. I get it. Now you're right. You're absolutely right. We have not had that issue. Now, I mean, I can go into the biology of it all, just talking about the pineal gland. No, I'm just talking about the pineal gland alone, but that's a whole nother rabbit hole people ain't ready for. But either way,
you better be good.
Way, though.
Look at this.
What you showing? Black girls fighting?
No,
you want to show that to everybody? Go ahead.
Oh, black girls getting popping. See,
I can show you. I can pull up
bro.
a video of a black man shooting a black woman. So now what?
Yeah, that happens.
Oh my
so
God.
Does that, but that doesn't mean it's the majority.
That's
and at the same time, it also just proves the fact that, again, we are not being educated properly on who and what we are and how to deal with our emotions. Period.
Exactly.
And some people will avoid accountability and therapy like some people avoid showers.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say who, but yeah.
Oh, shit.
But I want to talk about something else too. But
and if anybody got mad at me saying that, then you know I'm talking about you.
Damn it! How dare her?
You still want to talk about Charlie, or you gonna let it go?
Yeah, you want to say anything else about Charlie?
All I'm gonna say is that at the age of 31 years old, shit, I'm damn old enough to be his pops. I would believe that with a following that he got, who knows? Maybe he would have ran into a few more people, and maybe they could have changed him. Because you'd be surprised.
He started to change. That's what got him popped.
Well,
allegedly.
Yeah.
I seen him speaking about it in the last few weeks, and then magically, ta-da!
And you know what bothers me too? Him having two beautiful babies, and I see them. They won ages 1 and 3 daughters. And it's like, damn, man. Now they grew up without a dad. I know his dad was, in my opinion, radical in certain ways, but
I mean, listen, I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve the empathy, even though he didn't believe in it. Mm-hmm. I feel like there's a lot of fathers right now out there that are not able to be with their kids no more because of gun violence. Yeah. So I don't want to, just, because of him, it's so much worse. No, any man that gets, loses his life as a result to gun violence, and now their children are left without their father, is just as sad, if not sadder than him.
We need comprehensive gun legislation. We need some gun legislation now. At least track the guns. My thing is, a lot of guns you could buy it at a show, and you don't have to really report it. So you kind of like have, in certain states you in, so you can have the gun and it's not even really physically registered to you and all that because you bought it through a show. You can
make guns now.
Yeah, they do 3D printers.
We got to do one at a time. The ghost guns is one thing, obviously. But at least we can get to the actual guns, because not every gun is a ghost gun. So if we could at least recognize, all right, this gun is attached to you, this gun is attached to you. So when somebody do a crime, and they happen to recover the gun, at least we know where to look at. You know what I'm saying? Make it much easier to hold you accountable for it.
You know what guns remind me of, in a sense, in terms of how unregulated it is, more so, but it's unregulated for a reason. Because somebody's making money from it being the way it is, right? And it's in the same vein as things like cigarettes, alcohol.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, these things are available knowing that they kill people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's no regulation on it. Why? Because somebody is making money from it not being regulated. You know what I mean?
That's true.
And for things to be regulated in this country, it's going to be very tough, because you have a lot of people that, I don't disagree with people having the right to bear arms. I don't disagree with it at all. The only thing is that we want capable and responsible people to do that, but that's really far-fetched. You know what I mean? Yeah. With the population, with the educational levels of the population in different states. And then you have some people will fight to keep the system intact that's keeping them suppressed. And it doesn't matter what they look like. They're doing it regardless. Like, don't you take away this from me, but, you could take it away from them. It's like everybody's in this every man for himself thing. Meanwhile, all around the world, there's a lot of interesting things happening.
Hell yeah.
Parliament is still standing.
I'm not going to talk too crazy about it, but you got
France, Brazil.
Total assassination of cabinets, even with the prime minister. I'm not going to mention the country. Y'all do your research. I'm just putting the information out there.
Yeah, just look into that. There's a lot of things going on around the world.
Maybe you come up with something different than what I researched. So I'll just put it out there and you take it from there. Now, moving forward, one of the things I wanted to talk about is the hood, because the narrative is that you got a lot of these brothers talking about, these right wings talk bad about the black community, and they talk about, they right. Because remember, when somebody doesn't like your community, they still could speak some truth about certain characteristics that black people possess that live in a poor neighborhood. Absolutely. But I could push back and tell you that it's only because they're in a poor neighborhood. You know why? Because if you go to an upper middle class neighborhood or a rich neighborhood, you don't see the same type of crimes. You know why? Because people have the resources they need and the education they need to be a productive citizen to society. But the poor neighborhood don't have the proper programs. They're not being monitored properly. Some people are abusing it. All types of scenarios. People, because here's the thing. Hoods are manufactured by the U.S. government. And the reason why I say that is because when you go in certain
100%.
neighborhoods, why the fuck they got a liquor store in every corner? Why the fuck they got a check cashing on every corner? Because
and
like
the church
Kevin
on
Hart
the other
said,
corners.
and Kevin Hart said that, and I listened to what he said and I understood. He said, well, the reason is because they think that you stupid enough to not get a bank account to try to like set yourself up with good credit. So they figure you're gonna get paid, and this is a cycle. They put all these fast food restaurant chains in your poor neighborhood. They put liquor in your neighborhood. They put a check cash in your neighborhood. And the cycle is you get paid, you go to the liquor store, you buy your liquor, and you go to the fast food restaurant, you eat that bad food that fucks with your brain. Because what people don't realize, when you eat these fast food, and I'm not going to mention any name because I'm not trying to get sued, they are not good for you. And when you eat bad food, it fucks with your mental health. I think we need to have a conversation about what we eat too. That's big.
What we eat affects 90% of our problems within ourselves, mentally,
problems, hell yeah,
biologically, medically. Like, people have to understand. This is where I'm gonna give a little education, right? Your gut is your second brain.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
So
100%.
if you are eating food that is unhealthy, meaning when I say unhealthy, I mean processed foods. I'm meaning fried foods from seed oils, chemical, like food that has things that you can't even pronounce. If you can't put it, like if you can't pronounce it, you shouldn't be eating it. Right. So putting that stuff in your body's not designed to digest this stuff. Your body, you are nature. You're literally nature. Your body is designed to digest and process nature, right? So if you're eating anything other than nature, meaning anything that grows from the ground, then you are putting yourself at risk for having psychological issues, weight issues, medical issues, emotional issues, because now this is throwing off your hormones. Like, you know, a lot of the hormones are being thrown off so badly nowadays. And it feeds into even what we were talking about earlier of people with their emotions. A lot of people can't regulate their emotions. People, I ain't gonna pick whose side is people. A lot of people cannot, or too many people cannot regulate their emotions because their hormones are so badly disrupted that they can't regulate anything. You know, they over here, everybody's losing their mind, they fighting each other, they're offing themselves.
But the crazy part, but look, the crazy part, the little kids, that's why they in special classes now. They hyper.
Not now, shit. When I was a kid, they gave us the sugariest stuff ever. Remember, I used to go. I know y'all remember going to the store, getting the Sour Patch things, or the Boston baked beans and the lemon head.
Yeah, but
my mouth just watered thinking about it. But
those wasn't like the stuff now we got and everything.
They started it in the 80s.
Yeah, it started in the 80s, but.
Well, I forgot really, your youth was a little bit before us, you know.
Yeah, really, the 90s, that's when shit went downhill.
I would say the late 80s going into the 90s is when it got even worse. When they started introducing high fructose corn syrup, when they started taking
them 50 cent
the 50 cent quarter waters, all of that was sugar.
No, I'm talking about the tropical. That's when
tropical fantasies.
That's when I noticed shit was going downhill. Cause I used to shop in a Jewish neighborhood. They ain't had none of that stuff.
None of it. If you go now, they don't have none of it. Yeah, also, the artificial sweeteners, the artificial colors. Yeah. Like, you know, kids. When did they start really like marketing like tricks for kids? You know, that was more so in the late 80s, going into the 90s. And Trix had a whole bunch of food coloring, and food coloring is not, your body don't digest it. It's actually, you know, toxic. So
that's why a lot of people in the late 80s, early 90s, they smoked weed. Everybody was eating cereals. For one thing, I didn't smoke weed. So I have friends that used to go to supermarkets. They had about 10 different cereals on top of the cabinet.
Now there's more. That's triple.
I'm like, wow.
Yo, when you go to the supermarket, you know what's bugged out? And people, I don't know if people even consider this, right? When you go to the supermarket and they have a health food aisle, right? Mm-hmm. One health food aisle. What is in the rest of all the other aisles if there's only one health food aisle? But if you go to the supermarket and you look at the cereal aisle, it's from one side to the other of all these different types of cereals. It's crazy. And it broke my heart. Like I was around when Cinnamon Toast Crunch first came out, and that was probably like you're saying, Cinnamon Toast Crunch came out. That was in the early 90s, right? And I was heartbroken when I got older and I found out that they're putting trisodium phosphate in it. Mm-hmm. And trisodium phosphate is the same thing they put in paint thinner. Why is that in cereal? Like, what is that doing in the cereal?
Well, I tell people this all of this shit already been written already. It's been written already, and we just going straight according down the plan. Line.
Behold the pale horse.
Exactly. Yeah, they already knew what they was going to do to us because, like you said, if we unite, it's going to be a problem.
The only way that we can unite at this point, other than it has to be a severe tragedy, because that's usually what brings people together. It has to be something friction, something with some great resistance and pain and suffering, because that's what makes things happen. Like you can't even build a building without, destruction. There's nothing in construction that is pretty. There's nothing in I'm not gonna say war necessarily, but when you're trying to build, you have to destroy, right? Number 8.
Look, but Curtis, wasn't I just talking about that about a whole different topic? But we're gonna get into that topic. But go ahead, Wendy.
But there has to be this. Like one of the things even today I had to center myself, because ever since this all happened 2 days ago, and then I'm my own issue, my own womanly issues. My emotions are all over the place, plus I'm picking up all these other emotions. And then I'm like, all right, let me center myself. God is good all the time, right? God is good all the time, and all the time God is good, right? So everything that's happening right now, there has to be something good about it. I don't know what it is. We'll see when it all comes to fruition. It's like a big pimple right now. It's coming to head.
I'm gonna tell you what's gonna come good out of this. With the righteous people that really understands what's going on, they're gonna come together.
They already started. They already started. There's I forgot which state it's in, but there's an all-black town. They built all these beautiful houses, and they look like townhouses, really nice. And they started to sell them. They already almost sold out, and they're gonna do it again and again. So it's like little cells of neighborhoods that they're doing. And I feel like the more awareness that, especially those people, like you're saying, that are more aware, that are more, about trying to come together, we're going to find out, we'll find our tribe, you will find your tribe. But in the meantime, between time, like what I was saying about trying to bring myself back to balance, for the people out there that are going through, the motions with all these different things that's going on right now, the only thing that you can change is the way you feel about it. The only thing you can change is the way you're thinking about things. The only thing you can change is how you regulate your emotions regardless of what's going on. It's like, being in the eye of the storm and finding ways to balance yourself out. Like, of course, like I said, I went through my range of emotions when all this happened, and everybody has to go through their range of emotions. But if you're holding on to emotion right now that is destructive to you and your peace right now, then that means what you're thinking about in this moment is not in alignment with your higher good. You know, so if you're over here mad and pissed off about what's going on, you have to turn within and change that a bit, because there's no amount of your anger, your sadness, your depression that's going to change anything out there. You have to change within. Like it has to be an inside job. And that's the only way that we can really move through this with, you know, and surf as much as possible in these crazy waves of emotion, because life is gonna life.
Yeah, but also I wanna just say that was his opinion of saying what he was saying. So you don't want
an opinion, but yeah.
No, look, but you don't want to denounce that either, because if you do that to him, so when we talk, they could do the same thing to us. So, like I said, that's his right. That's his right to say whatever he want to say, but that probably was his upbringing. You know what I'm saying? Just like black people and Muslim and different other people, their upbringing is different. So they're gonna speak what they was taught as a young kid. So you know what I'm saying? So that's why I didn't get mad at that, because you got a lot of that going on. People teach their kids something different, and then they grow up and then they bring it out. Hitler did it. Like a lot of,
you know what's crazy though? Every villain has a positive reason on why they're doing what they're doing.
We got, but you know what it is too? We give Hitler so much credit, but you really need to give that guy Joseph Goebbels, a psychologist. He's a psychologist, meaning that he understands the human mind and how it functions even back then. And he knew how to manipulate the people in order for them to do the genocide of the Jewish people, which was sad. You know, he did the genocide, and how he did it was he did a propaganda campaign for a year and a half stating how bad the Jewish people are. And when he did that, people, once you put that out there and say that they bad, and you constantly put propaganda for a year and a half,
saying the playbook that they're trying to go by now.
Then once you start doing extermination, once you start exterminating motherfuckers, ain't nobody gonna give a shit, because at the end of the day, you've been saying they bad people anyway, so now we get programmed. So the people around the one that wasn't Jewish was getting programmed on it. But nevertheless,
and they're doing the same thing now.
No, we ain't talking about that right now. We ain't talking about. I don't got the kind of ammunition.
I'll just say this: people, be aware of what you're thinking. Like, just start being self-aware of your thoughts. How did they get there? You know, that's all I gotta say.
But like I'm gonna say two things.
Say more, but
one thing is protect yourself. The second thing is history repeats itself. So if you know your history, I'm talking about their history, is always repeat itself. So you know what I'm saying? If you do the knowledge and understand what's going on, you will know what's coming. Just like the Bible. I'm not trying to get into all that, but
bring that up, because I had a great analogy. Go ahead.
Look. Back then, people can foresee what's going to happen. Yeah, just like we can foresee right now what's going to happen in a year or 2 years. So they write it down. Okay, we're going to write this. This is going to happen. But like I tell people, 360 degrees, everything goes back around. Everything comes right back.
Goes around, comes back around. What you put out is what comes back. Karma.
That's true. And you know what it is? When you look at what's going on with society today, it goes left, then it goes right, then it goes left, then it goes right. Meaning that what bothered me with the Democrats, it seemed like when they was on right track, when they got Barack Obama in office, and then when he did certain legislation that I disagree with. No, think about it. He wasn't a bad president, because my S&P 500 went up crazy. You know, I will say this: when he made his mistake at, you already know what I'm going to say, but I'm not going to say it. But y'all know what I'm talking about, because it's like, all right, you on the right track, you're doing the right thing. 90% of the country, they don't really like black. You know, people didn't like black people. They're like, okay, well, all right, okay, we starting to like Obama. All right, cool. That's the reason why he got reelected. So in his second term of being reelected, I'm gonna promote this. I'm gonna promote that. Because remember, the first term he said he disagreed with it, right? But the second term he said, I'm gonna promote this. I'm gonna promote that. And guess what? You know what they did that was smart? The first term he wasn't budging on doing anything for them. But the second term they came with that super PAC money. He said, "Ooh, baby, woo! What is that?"
Nah, man, listen.
Oh,
he just you know what?
He got paid.
You know what's interesting?
And we gotta start paying these politicians. I don't care if you're white and black. If you're in office and we want some things to pass, we gotta pay these motherfuckers, bro.
Listen, like,
fuck who cares if they white or black. It don't matter about the race. It matter about the green.
The same thing what Red said, you know, that there's always been a plan. If Obama was never in office, Trump would have never been in office. Trump is the Trump is the reason. I mean, Obama is the reason that Trump is in office, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Both times.
100%. Because they got tired of Obama.
Not even that they got tired of it. They were scared. Like, oh no, they're taking over. Now we gotta make America great again.
They making stuff for them. Yeah, that's true though.
Allegedly. We're gonna say allegedly on that.
Allegedly,
I mean, the hats
ladies and gentlemen.
Did come out of nowhere.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you sue us, we poor, so you'll be practicing. So don't sit there and try to sue us.
So let's change gears now. Let's talk about some other interesting things going on.
I want to talk about something that I wanted to talk about. I told Kirk I want to talk about this. Definitely. It's about social media challenge. You got the Bloods and the Crips and the Latin Kings dropping their flags for peace. The you know what I'm saying, to do better. My thing is this. I understand that and I salute you. Matter of fact, I was looking at China Brim 05. What is it? 050? You know what I'm saying? Him. I was looking at his YouTube channel. Go check him out. He's did 15 years, I think, in jail, and he's a Brim, a blood Brim.
Oh, Brim, I know the Brim.
So basically, he left that alone, and he's raising his kids, and you know he's doing him. Yeah. So he said last night, if Jim Jones and Cardi B drop their flags, because they are the ones that's like blood ties. Jim Jones and Cardi B. You know what I'm saying? Now, if they drop their flags, a lot of stuff will happen. Like, a lot of people will drop their flags. Even the young boys.
Jim
and
Jones.
the young girls.
Ain't Jim Jones not texting grenades?
I would say this.
He's not trading. He was not traded. And they changed it to not texting grenades, right?
Yeah, something like
he was,
that.
And his and rest in peace to my brother Garland. I always gonna shout him out. Good dude.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? SI Garland Tree. He got a good.
I mean, I don't know much about what y'all are referring to. Because I haven't read up on that. But I will say this: I would love to see everybody drop their flags, and at the same time, as a side note, sidebar, if in the process of that happening and something comes up where it's almost looks like it'll cause a war for people to pick their flags back up, know that that's not done by accident. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, exactly. But
there's going to always try to be something to try to keep people from putting their flags down. But I'm just saying to everybody out there, if you are planning on doing that, stay steady to that road. Do not let any distractions come in and be like, oh, they just went after my peoples. It wasn't them.
It won't be. Remember, them. It don't even be a gang thing. Half the time when cats be banging on each other, it don't even be it's always personal. It'd be some personal experiences where they screw you over for money or this, that, or third. It don't even be the gang related, but because of the fact that y'all both on both sides of the spectrum.
That start fires and riots that ain't even a part of the riot is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but
look.
You catch my drift?
Yeah, my
You know
thing
what I
is
mean?
We're
this.
speaking in code, so I want you guys out here to define what we're saying, because we're not gonna say it straight out.
Yeah.
We're not, yeah,
Yeah.
like just
We
remember
are a
whenever there
safe
was
podcast right here. We're
peaceful
Paul over here.
protests. Hold up, just remember whenever there was peaceful protests, out of nowhere, there was these certain people that started setting fires to things to get to rile somebody up. So I'm saying that same type of pattern will happen when we're trying to unite. Please keep your third eye open to that.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
But also, I want to say, when the Bloods and the Crips was formed back then in the 60s,
it was supposed to be for a positive reason.
Basically that. And most of and I think allegedly most of the Crip members was Black Panthers and everything. So with that being said, I know people was dropping their flags and they denouncing their gang membership and everything. But my opinion is this: keep the Bloods and the Crips and the Latin Kings relevant, but do it like the old people said.
Yeah, we need light fighters, not darkness fighters.
Protect your community, like why the Bloods, the Bloods and Crips was out there because people in their neighborhood want to protect their neighborhood. So basically, a Blood and the Crips started protecting their neighborhoods and helping out the older people and the younger people in the neighborhood.
Same thing. Black Panthers started the breakfast and everything, lunch.
Yeah, but now I need y'all to keep the Bloods and keep the Crips, because if you're the big homie and you got 20 Blood dudes or 20 Crip dudes following you, now turn that around. Say, okay, look, instead of we gonna like, what you call it? How you say that? Say you're not gonna basically terrorize the neighborhood. Put it that way.
Do the opposite of terrorizing.
Now we're gonna sit and we're gonna talk to the youth. And it's a lot of older people, 60 and over, is scared to come out their house. Now they can come out their house. Be like, yo, come, you got to go to the store. Just like when we used to do back in the days, when we used to be on the block selling and somebody's mother came to the building with groceries, we stopped what we was doing. If we was smoking weed or drinking beer or selling, we'll make sure they go upstairs first.
Kids learn by example, and I think that as long as people continue doing what you're saying and actually show and prove to them that this is something that you can do, and it still makes you look cool, and it still makes you look like the man, and if anything, it makes you look even more like a man. You know what I mean? I think that what's been pushed in terms of what is considered hard or what is considered gangster or what is considered, the man, has always been these negative just imageries. And I feel like as long as, like what you're saying, how y'all used to stop and actually go out and help and, do these things, I feel like as long as people our age and maybe a little bit younger just continue exhibiting that, it'll give them something to see, so it comes back to being the change that you want to see in the world. Like, don't complain about what's going on in the world. Be the change.
Be the change. Because just like a lady told us that she felt safe with us in the neighborhood, and we were drug dealers, but she was safe. She said, "I feel safer with y'all than the police." That right
y'all
there,
have our best interest in mind too.
That's not supposed to be.
Exactly.
That's sad, though. And that's
exactly. And when she said that, we was like, wow. Like, even ladies, like, what I'm saying, back then in the 80s, a lot of people was on crack. A lot of people was selling stuff and all that. A lot of people was losing their homes, their apartments. I could say apartments. We used to give them rent money, light money. You know what I'm saying? Stuff. But
to help out, yeah,
exactly. But back then, even in the 70s, the heroin dealers.
Well, what's changed since then is what's been being fed propaganda wise. In terms of the imagery that these kids see as being
Yeah, that's a fact.
What they believe is valuable, what they believe makes them look good. And that's why I'm saying, like, as long as you continue to work on yourself, people that's out there listening, work on yourself and become the change that you want to see. And then you will gravitate to your tribe, and those that are meant to, get that positive information from you, they'll get it. And, it's like each one teach one. As one is growing, another one is going to pour over into another, and so on and so on and so forth. So it does. One person can change the world.
Exactly.
One person can change the world. One
person is doing it right now.
no, but the crazy part,
I hope I'm leaving a positive change.
But Tupac said it. He said it ain't gonna be me that's gonna spark the change. It's gonna be somebody after him. It's going to spark the change, and that's coming.
Speaking of, back to what I was saying about keeping your balance, because I understand these principles is why I created tools, from writing a book about journaling, why journaling is so powerful and how it can help you with your emotions and, healing yourself, to creating the Posse Balls. And, here's the Posse Balls again. If anything, we would just go to a quick commercial just to, show people a little bit about the Posse Balls. But these are to be the things that will help you to be that change you need to see, because you got to balance yourself first. And these are a great tool to start with. So, yeah, you want to play that? What is it?
You forgot my name?
A word from our sponsors.
Balls. Yes.
Manifest happiness now. Change your life now with positive affirmation balls. Simply roll, read the positive message, receive it and smile, and roll it again. 4 different balls that will make you feel good about life. Posse Balls, what you put in your mind matters.
So yeah, Posse Balls, y'all, like, these are so helpful because they help to ground you. Like, if I real quick a roll, refuse to stay discouraged. You are supported. I'm going to tell you right now, if you are in a moment where you're feeling very intense about anything, and especially when you're feeling defeated about just the shit that's happening in your life or what's going on in the world, when you see a affirmation like refuse to stay discouraged, you are supported, from the yellow ball. Refuse to stay discouraged from the purple ball. These will be the things that just for that moment will interrupt that pattern of thought that you're in to make you think of something else. And that's the whole point, is to disrupt the pattern. So here's another one. Everything is in divine and perfect order right now. Nice. And that goes back to what I was saying earlier. Like, there has to be something good about that's happening, or else it wouldn't be happening. You are adored. Yes, I am. But the whole point of these balls is to help disrupt the pattern that you're in on a daily basis and just give you something to take you out of that. And even when it resonates with you, I know the other day I was emotional as hell. I was mad, and I came home and I was like, I'm gonna throw my balls. I do the Posse Balls, and no lie, the first one that came out, it just made me cry, because in that moment I released the resistance I was in. And then I rolled again, and it just calmed me down. So by the third roll, I was like, okay, I feel a little bit better now. I can move on with my life, because, when we hold on to emotions, it's like holding on to a poop. You got to go. If you got to go, you got to go. And Posse Balls is the way to get that going.
Look, I want to talk to you because I want to do the Posse Balls too. And everything, but I want to put the lessons on them.
Is that Brian? You want to throw the lessons on the Posse Balls? That would be really interesting.
Yeah,
that would be really interesting.
So, I mean,
you would have to
I'm
make
gonna come
it
up there and
short.
me and you gonna talk.
Yeah, we could talk about that. That would be really interesting. Putting the Supreme Lessons on there. Throw the Supreme Mathematics on there.
Wow, that's a good concept right there.
I remember I used to talk with the Supreme Alphabet. I forgot most of it. I just remember zigzag zig, because Zizzo. I'm gonna remember the Z.
Zigzag.
But
you say you remember
but look,
Zizzo?
today's mathematics is knowledge, wisdom. But what
all
I was
born in
talking
understanding.
about, what I was talking about with the gangs and stuff is build and destroy.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Number 8. So basically that's what we like. I'm a poor righteous teacher, so I'm gonna teach and everything. So I'm gonna teach whatever I need to teach because I was in them streets, so I know what's good and what's bad for you. So I'm gonna let you know.
I kind of want to challenge that a bit, just a little bit. Calling yourself a poor righteous teacher. Words are very powerful. I think instead of saying a poor righteous teacher, I would say a high abundant righteous teacher. Because when you say that words are powerful.
But it's only 5% of us is poor righteous.
Yeah, but the point is that if money helps to bring change, right? It brings power. And if you keep saying that you poor and you broke, you're gonna keep being poor and broke. So the point is that if you're claiming abundance, that will just change the dynamic. That's all I'm saying. It's just a word. It's just a semantics thing.
It is.
It's just semantics because words are very powerful, and I think we really underestimate how powerful our words are.
But look, the poor is the mind. It's not the wealth.
Yeah, but if you're a teacher, there's no way that your mind is poor.
No, yes, it is, because we got a lot of people that knows what's going on, but they chooses to live that
because
life.
of their semantics, because of the words they use about themselves.
That's my opinion.
I mean, I like when you go around calling each other God, just like you call women Earth. I feel like that holds a high vibration,
That's
a great term to definitely a great word to be using. I'm just saying, just pay attention to some of the words we say. That's all.
I definitely understand. It's just like a lot of people got poor. My opinion, a lot of people got poor minds.
Not if you're a righteous teacher, though.
No, but that's what I said. It's only 5% of us that is righteous. The rest of them, 85% is not righteous. So we got to teach them from 1, 2, 3, just ABC. Basically,
I would even go as far as saying that everybody is righteous. Just 85% of them forgot that they are.
They're not righteous.
They forgot because if everybody's capable,
they ain't righteous.
No, I'm saying when I say that, I mean like everybody when they were born, everybody was innocent, everybody was pure. At some point in their lives, they were disrupted with whatever they got from their environment and from the people around them that begin to make them to be in a way that's destructive and toxic. So everybody has the ability to.
But look, you just answered your own question. That's the colored people. The colored people came into this like that, and we had to make them civilized again because they was we had to bring them to the Caucasus Mountain. So,
don't you start, Red.
Red, be good, Red.
Do not get me started with this.
Chill.
Niggas about to lose everything.
All right,
God.
Look.
We got to get out soon, but we still got a little bit of time. But I do want to continue speaking a little bit about even the posse balls. I just want to mention the other two real quick. So the purple one is the grounding messages. The yellow is for mindset abundance training. Now the orange is confidence boost. So I'm gonna give myself a confidence boost. If y'all feeling it with me, you can have it too. You are smart. I'd like to think so. Yeah, I think y'all are smart too. Let's go. Next one. I always matter. That's a big one because a lot of people have this issue. They don't feel like they matter. Everybody matters. And I am brave. There we go. That's a nice little confidence boost. And then the last ball is the green ball, which is the action ball. Say you're bored, you don't know what to do with yourself. You just keep rolling this ball until you get an idea of something that you want to do. And if you want to do it, you do it. And if you don't, roll it again. And there's 12 different ideas on this ball. Like drink some water. You'll be like, all right, fine. I'm gonna drink some water. You know what I mean? But if you're like, I don't feel like drinking no water, you roll it again. Okay. Tell someone you love them. I love y'all.
Hold up. Can I say one thing before it's
Go ahead.
over?
Absolutely.
In 2 weeks, I'm gonna buy some.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna raffle them off to our peoples that.
Oh, that's dope.
listening.
Posibowls.com, people. Just if anybody's interested in these, Posibowls.com. POZI balls.com.
In 2 weeks, I'm gonna buy some too, and then I'm gonna raffle them off as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. So, the green ball I feel like is good for people that they just might feel a little stuck or bored at the time. So I think all these balls serve a different purpose, and the whole point of me creating these is to me be the change I want to see in the world by spreading some type of positivity. And this is gonna be around even when I'm gone. So it's this here. So. We got to get out of here. Y'all want to say anything else before we run away this week?
I just want to say peace and money. Nah.
I just want to say, like China Brim said, put it in the comments.
Put it in the comments. So listen, everybody, I hope you enjoyed another episode of Awareness Academy 411. I'm your girl, Wendy Zizzo, here with Nappy Red and Kirk the Jerk, and we will see y'all next week. That was funny.